Okay, I think we did it. Am I there? I think so. Okay, great. So this is Dr. Raj Gupta. Welcome to another episode of Soul Focus TV. This episode, The Soul of Soul Focus with Dr. Raj Gupta, is going to be entitled Bigger, Better, Stronger. So what does that mean? So listen, I am and have been my entire career been preaching about preventative healthcare, and that's what I want to talk about today. Yes, I understand that there is a deadly virus out there, but I do not want to talk about the virus. I'll talk briefly about it just to give you some basic facts. But what I do want to talk about today is preventative healthcare. This is all going to be about preventative healthcare. Now more than ever, I will have an ear to bend with most people. You cannot be immunocompromised. You cannot stay immunocompromised. What you need to do is build and boost your immune system for life. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And, I'm going to start off talking a little bit about the disease or the virus, rather. And it is an obligate parasite. And that means that it attacks your immune system, which means that you can no longer be immunocompromised if you are. Why is it that Americans are suffering the greatest in any other country in the world? Why are we overtaking the country in the amount of cases? We only make up 1/5 of the world's population. And I'm going to tell you that this virus attacks those who are predisposed to get it, and that is Americans. We are unhealthy. We do not take care of ourselves. We do not eat whole foods. We are immunocompromised. So, today's episode, Bigger, Better, Stronger, is going to talk about the positive outlook, the positive aspects of life that you can implement immediately to help prevent this in the future, and any other disease or virus that may come your way. Bigger, better, stronger. You need to build your immune system. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start this and see if we have any questions. And let's see. Any questions for me about how to stay healthy? Whoops, I spelled that wrong. So I am here. I've never done a live Q&A before. Um, I'm interested in finding out what people have to say. It is a Sunday morning, and this must be important to me because I'm up, I'm dressed, I shaved on a Sunday, which I never do. But my purpose is clear, is to help people out there get healthy, stay healthy, and employ preventative healthcare measures so that they themselves do not have to worry about getting sick on a regular basis. So, you know what? If you've watched any of my other videos here on Soul Focus TV, very proud to launch that. We have some unbelievable segments that have been filmed. Um, our marketing associate, Felice, did a great segment with her son about how to build a mandala. It's an art segment that she'll be doing every week. We have Shine On with the Spirit of Diana, who's also in our marketing department. We have Caitlin's Cooking or Snacks and Skates, which has been really popular, where Caitlin's going to make healthy snacks that you can make at home while in her roller skates. And of course, our gym staff have been doing amazing at-home workouts and boot camps, yoga, just great stuff. We have Sandy from our spa who's been doing yoga. We have one of our estheticians talk about skincare. It's been great stuff. So getting back to what we're all thinking about, what's on our minds, and It's a pandemic, and it is scary to think that something as these small, minuscule molecules can change your life so drastically. Um, you know, we need to be vigilant in our pursuit of health and wellness, and that's why I built Soul Focus. So, a little bit about me: I am a chiropractor now for 24 years. I grew up in Monmouth County, went to Middletown High School South, and then went on to do my undergraduate studies at Drexel University in Philadelphia. While there, I was on the business track. So Drexel University has cooperative education, and so you don't have a summer break except for your first year. You either are in school for 6 months or you're working for 6 months, which was a great opportunity for me. I was always a working guy. I had a newspaper route for the Asbury Park Press ever since I was 12 years old. And I always enjoyed earning money and working for a living. So it seemed right up my alley to go to a school that had a cooperative education, and I had unbelievable opportunities while I was there. One of which was to work for the Philadelphia Stock Exchange, and they had offered me an opportunity to work there. I was in my senior year. I had about 6 months left to school. And I was home for the weekend. I came to visit my parents, which I had done maybe once a month, once every other month. And when I did come home, I would go to see the chiropractor. Now, the chiropractor were a husband and wife, friends of the family who helped me out of a major bind when I was in high school. I was suffering from migraine headaches. I mean, if you ever suffered from migraine headaches, you would know, because if you owned a gun, you would contemplate taking your own life. They are that severe. I had all the symptoms associated with them: nausea, vomiting, pounding headaches, debilitating. I got them so frequently that when was in school, I would just walk to the nurse's office. She would look at me and just point at my bed that I occupied so frequently. So my parents had taken me to a bunch of doctors, and they couldn't figure out why I was having these headaches. And we did every medical test necessary. And then finally, someone had suggested to my parents that maybe Raj had some sort of social disorder where I didn't like being in school. So at that point, my parents had known something was wrong, because that certainly wasn't me. I enjoyed school. I loved school. I had tons of friends. I was very active. And they knew that that was not their son. So this husband and wife chiropractor had been on us for a long time. This is the early 80s, to bring me in to help me with my headaches, but we did not get that. You think chiropractors are misunderstood today. Back in the early 80s, man, we were really misunderstood. So, however, if you've ever suffered from a migraine headache before, you know that you will try anything. So I remember the day that my mother took me to their office, was in Middletown. I was living in Lincroft, which is part of Middletown Township. And the ride was, 10, 15 minutes. But on the ride, we stopped twice for me to vomit on the side of the road. When I got there, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that they knew how to take care of a headache patient. They turned off the lights. They didn't speak to me very often. They told me what was going. They were very quiet. They left me in a dark, cold room. They put some ice on the back of my head. But eventually, as a result of that visit, they took X-rays, and you did not have to be a radiologist to see the X-rays that my spine was here and my head was here. And they said, "This is where your headaches are coming from." They adjusted me that day, and it took my headache, which was an 11 on a scale from 1 to 10, down to a 7. My eyes started to open up. I became more coherent, less nauseous. It didn't go away fully that day, but it was banging. So it would have been hard for them to reverse it right there at that moment. But through subsequent visits, I never suffered with another migraine headache again, and I still don't. So it was amazing to me, but it wasn't enough to make me want to become a chiropractor. So this was while I was in high school. And then I eventually went uh, to back to their office when I had come home on that weekend trip, that weekend visit, and I had a sprained ankle, and I hoofed it up to their third floor office with my crutches, left my crutches there because they asked to take a look at my ankle, adjusted it, and it was like amazing. So that night I was at home in my parents' house, up in my bedroom. I came down for dinner and I told my parents that I wanted to become a chiropractor, and I never looked back. Within a couple of months or weeks, I think it was, I was from Philadelphia down to Atlanta, started my chiropractic profession, and I must tell you that I was born to do this. Some people are very fortunate that they never work a day in their lives because they love what they do so much, and that is me. So I came back to New Jersey, though that wasn't the plan. But New Jersey has this way of pulling you back in, and my family was here, so I came back and I started working and seeing patients, and now I've been working in the community and helping those that helped raise me for the last 24 years. And what I've been speaking about is DREAM, which is my acronym for the 5 aspects of life that you need to manage equally in order to achieve optimal health and wellness. And that is diet, rest, exercise, adjustments, and mental attitude. So, after working as an associate for many years, and then finally, I opened up my own practice in 2003, which is Garden State Spine and Pain Institute, which I continue to run today. Um, I had a partner, and we did very, very well helping people. Back then I opened up, we were an integrative medical office, back then called multidisciplinary, meaning that we had medical doctors, chiropractors, acupuncturists, physical therapists, and that was blasphemy. Back then, we've come a long way in our acceptance and understanding of healthcare, but back then, physical therapists and chiropractors, it was like taboo to keep them under the same roof. And same with medical physicians, but I explained to everybody that this is the wave of the future, that complete musculoskeletal care includes both addressing the muscles with a physical therapist and the skeleton with the chiropractor. And that led to more permanent correction and longer lasting care. I must have had something right because even though it was blasphemy to have that type of model back when I opened up, now it's very commonplace. So that practice existed for about 7 years until I got the idea of building an entire wellness center. So I was frustrated. I was helping a lot of people at the time get well, get out of their musculoskeletal aches and pains. And some of my patients had been couch potatoes. So once I got them feeling well, it was like a new lease on life. They had this caged up energy and they didn't know what to do with it. So when we discharge patients, we give them at-home exercises and encourage them to maintain a healthy lifestyle to include exercise. But unfortunately, those who had been couch potatoes really didn't, they never had been to a gym. They were intimidated. So I got the big idea of building a health club that was alongside my practice, so that when I discharge patients, that they would stay. I could do their active care in the gym before discharging them, getting them acclimated to a health club, and then encourage them to either join our gym or another gym, but just continue exercising. So with that, I got the idea of also building a spa for aesthetics, look good, feel good type thing. So that's how Soul Focus was born. And it sounds very easy, but it was not. It was not. Because I opened up Soul Focus in 2011. I got a huge loan from a bank that probably had no business giving me the money. And when I did, soon after I opened it, we were hit by Hurricane Sandy. So it was devastating. It was much like these times. I didn't know financially if Soul Focus was going to make it. It was probably one of the hardest times in my life. But I will tell you, that it has prepared me for days like today. And though I didn't know I was going to make it, I believed in the model and the purpose of health and wellness, and combining fitness with our integrated medical office, continuing to preach no drugs, no surgery, no unnecessary drugs, no unnecessary surgery. And we made it through the woods. And now I'm proud to say that we've got loyal followers who have been with us for the last 9 years. Um, Holy moly, it is the anniversary of Soul Focus on the 15th of April. It just occurred to me we will be 9 years old. So, yes, we made it through the woods. And if you were a Soul Focus follower, whether you're a member in the gym, a client in the spa, or a patient in the practice, then you know how special Soul Focus is. We feel very special to work there every day. But the greatest thing about Soul Focus are two. There are two things. One are our members, patients, and clients, because they really appreciate what we've built, and they understand why they're there, because they want to get well. They believe in health and wellness, which makes our job, which is the second best thing about Soul Focus, is the staff. It makes our job very easy to come to work and help people that want to be helped. And our staff rock. You know, one thing I'm very proud of that you will see in all of our reviews, the common theme is that the people there, they really care, and that makes me proud. And it is true, and I'm very proud of our staff, and what they've been doing on Soul Focus TV has been totally amazing. So, okay, without further ado, we got a question here. It says, "Hi, I'm currently on a diet called the FODMAP." Yep, for the last 3 weeks, so I'm not having any fun being stuck inside with this pandemic. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. So, here's my advice, Chris. Stay on it. Don't let being isolated at home ruin your diet. Too many people are taking the opportunity. You know what? The fact of the matter is they don't even realize it. You're spending more time at home. You have more time on your hands. So quite often, like children, when you're bored, you kind of eat more. So there's a couple ways that you can prevent yourself from eating the wrong foods. That is only keeping the right foods in the house. Um, Making sure that you went out to stockpile. And, unfortunately, as you may have seen yourself, when in the supermarket, the foods that are healthy for you, they're plentiful. Most people have stockpiled the wrong foods. So listen, when you're in a supermarket, and I don't care where you shop, but they're all pretty much laid out the same way. When you walk in, the first thing you see on the right hand side and the perimeter of the supermarket is where you want to stay. Um, are fruits and vegetables. So there are plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables right now available. You want to have more vegetables than fruits. But then if you continue on your path in the supermarket around the perimeter, you have everything that existed during caveman days. So that's my general rule. If you're looking at a piece of food and you can't determine whether or not it existed in caveman days, then more than likely it is not good for you. Meaning is, if it existed in caveman days, it existed before production, before factories, before processed foods. So, everything around the perimeter of the supermarket, you've got cheeses, you've got dairy, you've got meats, you've got fruits and vegetables. But everything in the middle aisles are processed, packaged, and canned, and they have preservatives, and they will kill you. So if it didn't exist during caveman days, try to stay away from it. Uh, are there any supplements, vitamins I can take during this isolation to help my immune system? Yes, absolutely. So, speaking about boosting your immune system, you do it not just with diet, rest, exercise, adjustments, and mental attitude, but you do it by supplementing your diet. So, unfortunately, getting back to the food in the supermarkets, I don't know if you all remember back in the 80s, there was something called Farm Aid that developed. You know, Willie Nelson, Neil Young. But the reason why that came to be was that our farmers were losing good portions or their entire farms. So I don't know a lot about farming. I do know that there's something called crop rotation, meaning that once you reap a crop from a certain area of land, you have to give that time to replenish itself with vitamins and minerals that naturally come from the soil. Meaning that if you immediately retill that same soil and plant another crop, each crop that you reap from that soil will have less and less vitamin and mineral content. So in the 80s, as our farmers started to lose a good portion of their land and has continued from the 80s, there has been less crop rotation. And the less crop rotation means that our food no longer has the same vitamin and mineral content that it did years ago, which means that Americans are getting their macronutrients, but they're not getting their micronutrients, which means that everybody needs to supplement. You have enzymes, coenzymes, and catalytic reactions that take place biochemically that need certain vitamins and minerals. So now more than ever, it is imperative that you supplement your diet. Who? You, your family, your kids, your parents, your grandparents need to supplement their diet. So we have 3 kits that we put together that my family is on to help boost your immune system: vitamin C, vitamin D, glutathione, resveratrol, um, and many other supplements, zinc, that help boost your immune system and make you stronger, bigger, better, stronger, so that even if you come in contact with this virus, it's got nothing on you. Here's another question: what can I do to stay healthy? So what you can do to stay healthy is dream. It is imperative to fuel, garbage in, garbage out. You need to fuel your body with high premium fuel, like premium and leaded gasoline for a sports car. We have to make sure that we are giving our bodies the tools and nutrients it needs to stay healthy. We have to forego our typical American diet and start eating that caveman diet I spoke of. If the food existed in caveman days, it's probably okay. Um, rest is super important. Your immune system does most of its work while you are sleeping, because you are not busy doing anything else. So your immune system takes the opportunity to heal you when you sleep. So it's imperative that we get the proper amounts of sleep, good 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Uh, so if you get up to go to the restroom, you must subtract an hour off of the number of hours that you were in bed sleeping. And the reason is it takes a good 20 minutes to rile someone out of a deep REM sleep, to notify you that you need to use the restroom. Then you go to the restroom. I'm not sure how long you're in there. I don't need to know, but I do know it takes another 20 minutes for you to get back into a deep REM sleep. So 6 to 8 hours of deep REM sleep. You should wake up in the morning ready for the day without an alarm clock, like a kid on Christmas morning, ready to open up those gifts with that amount of energy and that amount of motivation to get going. You shouldn't have to require your caffeine, your coffee, your tea to get you going in the morning. If so, it could be indicative of a cortisol problem. Your cortisol level should be the highest in the morning and the lowest in the evenings as the sun starts to set. Um, Rest, very, very important. Also, I will mention that don't badger yourself. Don't feel guilty about taking a nap. You're at home. For many of us, we are burning both ends of the candle every day and not getting the proper amounts of rest and sleep. Now's your time to take advantage of that. Exercise, adjustments. A chiropractor builds up your immune system by making sure that your nervous system has no interference on it. That means we are giving you a clear landline phone connection as opposed to a bad cell phone connection. Because your immune system uses your nervous system as its telephone line, it is imperative to get those things that are on your nerves off. We have a segment from two of our chiropractors, Dr. Grayson Tajil and Dr. Anthony Lanzano, called Get Off My Nerves. And it talks about how chiropractic is able to help you strengthen your nervous system, therefore strengthening your immune system. Um, so also your mental attitude, very, very important, especially now. Limit the amount of news that you are watching because it is only bad news. There is no good news out there right now. The good news you make yourself by keeping yourself entertained and keeping your mind in good spirits. You know, what you think about, you bring about. And that's ever more increasingly important today. If you think that you are going to get this virus, you will. If you think you are sick, you will be. However, if you are laughing away, watching comedy on Netflix or on your phones, or reading a good book, watching a good movie, escape. Let your mind escape. Sit and smell the roses, man. I'll tell you, we don't ever or very rarely take the time to do that. So, when's the last time you sat in a quiet room and just listened to your own thoughts and allowed yourself to be still? Now's the time. Take time to invest in yourself and your mental well-being. Um, okay, any other questions out there? So I don't know if I advertised this very well, and frankly, I was hesitant to do so. I wasn't quite sure what kind of questions I would get. Like I said, I have never done a live Q&A. I hope to make this a regular thing. I hope to get a lot more interaction. And you know, I'm running all over the place. A lot of times, I've got patients who I've been treating and seeing my entire career who still come in, and I feel like I don't always have as much time as I would like to spend with them. So I was hoping that maybe I could take this time to reacquaint with a lot of people and patients and let them have at Dr. Raj. You know, I've been a leader in the community for many, many years, and I've had a blessed career. And it really has only come from my internal passion and desire to help people. And now more than ever, in light of what is going on in these recent events, I feel rededicated to the people of my community, the people, the Soul Focus community, my patients, members, clients, staff, family. I feel it is my job to help everyone, it always has been. But hopefully now more people are listening. Build your immune system. Preventative healthcare. Man, it makes me so mad. We live in a sick care world. That health insurance card that you have, when do you use it? You only use it when you go to the doctor, and you only go to the doctor when you're sick. So that health insurance card is really a sick insurance card. And if you think that your insurance company has your health as its number one priority, man, you cannot rely on that card simply with that card to remain healthy. It's not for that. Health is your decision. Health is my job is to help you get healthy, to guide you, to direct you. Your job is to take it seriously. Your job is to keep yourself healthy. How do you do that? You do that with a healthy lifestyle, preventative medicine, preventative healthcare. There's sick care, and then there is true healthcare. True healthcare means preventing you from getting sick. This is what I've been preaching for 24 years. We'll preach it until the day I die. It is my mission to help people stay healthy. No, thank you, Francesca. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm going to keep this one short, and I'll be back next week with more information, more Q&A. This is Dr. Raj reminding you to get bigger, better, stronger by boosting your immune system. Boost your immune system and have no fear, because a strong immune system will keep you healthy. All right. This is Dr. Raj signing off of Soul Focus TV. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.